Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Amy and this is Thrift Adventure. I'm a full-time reseller primarily on the Poshmark app, but I do dabble on other online platforms and I sell locally. Today I have a ship with me video. These sales are from over the weekend, and then I will continue to share my sales throughout the week. So sometimes it may look like the video is over, but don't go anywhere because there's usually another couple of clips to show what else I sold. Okay, so the first couple of items sold on Charish.com, and the first item is this really beautiful art glass dish, decorative bowl. I'm not sure. I believe this is by Murano Glass. It has a really nice polished base. I picked this up because I liked the unique shape and the kind of turquoise blue color to it. This ended up selling for $249 plus a $10 packaging fee. On Cherish, you can charge a packaging fee, which is in addition to the shipping fee, and the buyer pays both of them. So that made the total sale price for this $259. I cannot believe it. I have been listing my items at higher prices on Cherish and just waiting for the right buyer. So I am thrilled with that sale, especially because I only paid $8 for this. Cherish charges the 22% fee. So after that fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $196.22. That is just awesome. I am thrilled with that. I am going to package this up off camera. I had another sale on Cherish, nowhere near as high as this one, but still I am happy that it sold. It is this vintage brass rocking horse. This had been listed a really long time. I mean, over 2 years, and it ended up selling for $34. Not the greatest sale, but I'm glad it is gone. I paid $3 for this. So after Cherish fee and my cost of goods, that made my profit $23.52. Still a nice little profit for that $3 investment. And if you guys have been watching my videos, I've been selling a lot of brass over the last month and a half. And one of you commented that brass is making a comeback, and I think it is. So keep watching. Maybe you should start keeping your eyes out and picking up brass figurines again if they are the right price. I had kind of stopped picking them up because they weren't selling as well as they used to. But like I said, I have had quite a few brass sales recently. Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way so they don't get broken. Okay, and then the next items sold on Poshmark. And the first item is this black vintage style leather belt with kind of a Western buckle. This is actually from Urban Outfitters. I didn't know that it was that, and I just picked it up because I like picking up Western style belts. But when I was listing it and I went to look for the size, I saw that it was marked Urban Outfitters. So this ended up selling for $23. I think that this was a 20% off offer that I sent to the buyer with discounted shipping. I had paid $3 for this. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $13.38. If you're new to my channel, you'll see I love selling belts. I typically sell multiple a week, and they are a nice little bread and butter item. You know, typically I make $10 to $30 per belt. So if you can find them for reasonable prices, I would definitely say they are worth picking up. Okay, the next item is kind of a surprise for me. It was a learning experience. So this is a very nice quality leather bag, and it is by Overland. I saw this at a yard sale, and when I picked it up and touched it, I don't know if you can tell how nice, thick quality that leather is, but when I picked it up and touched it, I could just tell that it was really a nice piece, and they only had it priced at $6. I didn't bother looking up the brand or anything when I was at the yard sale. I just decided to get it because I thought it was a nice quality piece. And turns out this Overland brand has a pretty high retail. I think some of their bags were selling for over $300. So I listed this, I don't remember what I listed it for. I think maybe $109 or possibly even $129. But this buyer offered me $80. I decided to go ahead and take it. I thought that was a great return on investment, and it sold quite quickly. I think in less than 2 weeks. So that was a really great pickup. Be sure to keep your eyes out for that brand, Overland. I bet that a lot of thrift stores would not be familiar with this brand, so you may be able to still get it for a reasonable, not marked up price. I was really thrilled and surprised with this sale. So, okay. The next item that sold is a vintage denim skirt, and it is a midi length, has kind of a kick pleat in the back, and it is from Lizwear. I purchased 3 or 4 of these longer length denim skirts kind of as an experiment. I was at a small town thrift store and they had a fill the bag sale. It was $5 to fill like a little grocery bag. So I got 5 items and paid $1 a piece. And because another reseller had told me that these longer denim skirts sold pretty well. So this ended up selling for $28. I've already sold the other denim skirts, and they sold in the $20 to $25 range. This took a little longer to sell, a few months, but I think for a $1 investment, if you find this at the bins or at a yard sale for a low price, I think this would be something to pick up and keep your eyes out for. I think I will continue to do that because after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $19.38. So that's really a great profit on a $1 investment. In fact, over the weekend, I just picked up a denim, I think you refer to it as a romper. No, not romper. I can't think. Jumper. So it's like, it looks like overalls on the top, and then it's like a midi maxi length. So I picked that up. It was only $1/4. We'll see how that does. Okay, the next item is another kind of interesting sale. So it is this vintage wool cable knit sweater, and it is by Paradox. I did not pick it up for the name brand. I picked it up because of the styling. It was vintage, and I believe it's 100% wool. I can't find the tag right now. And all the items, it was the last day of an estate sale, so all the items were $1. When I got this home, I found that it had a couple little spots on it and a couple moth holes. But I didn't realize it until I was halfway done photographing it. So I just decided to go ahead and list it anyways. And with those multiple flaws, it still sold for $15. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $11. You know, not huge, but that's $11 is $11. And it sold kind of quickly. Maybe not quickly, but I think about a month. So that is nothing to complain about at all. Okay, if you are enjoying my videos or this type of video, I do these every week, and I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button. If you ring the bell, it'll notify you when I upload new videos, so you won't miss any of my videos. Also, if you could give this video a thumbs up, all those things really help me out. Okay, that's all for today, but I will be back in a couple of days to share what else I sell. I'll see you then. Hi there, it's Wednesday and I've got some more sales to ship out for you. My little remote clicker to start my camera is not working, so that's why I'm having to reach forward and press the button. I hope you don't mind too much. I had another sale on Cherish and more brass. So I guess I am going to be keeping my eye out for brass pieces, and I'm also going to make sure that I have all of my brass pieces listed on Cherish. So what sold is this really cute pair of little crane statues. These ended up selling for $94. I paid $3 a piece for them, and Cherish charges the 22% seller's fee. So after their fee and my cost of goods, my profit was $68.42. That is awesome as far as I'm concerned. I'm really happy to move some of this brass stuff out because I had it sitting on my shelves for a while. I have gotten quite a few questions recently about how to sell on Cherish, and they have a full guide on their website. I'll go ahead and link that in the description box below. I would really encourage you to read through that completely before you start listing, because it's really important to know what you're getting into, and it will answer a lot of your questions. It's kind of hard to communicate or answer lots of questions about it just through messages and whatnot. So that is how I learned how to do it, and I think it would be great if you could take the time to read through that so that you can learn how to sell on there as well. Okay, so the rest of the items sold on Poshmark, and the first item that sold is this vintage Coach belt. It is just a leather belt. This is a consignment piece, but I did pick another one of these up recently that was in a thrift video. I'm not sure if that'll be out by now, but as of the filming of this video, that belt is still available. This sold for full price for $54. I've been having quite a few full price sales lately on Poshmark, which makes me really happy. I'm not sure what's going on. I've also had a lot of, over the last 3 days, I've had a lot of people using my code to sign up for Poshmark. I have a feeling that there's some sort of scammers. I don't know why I feel that way. Some of the usernames are, all that jumble of letters and numbers like you see on the scammer accounts. I'm not sure what that means, but it doesn't really, I don't think it really affects me. Unless they buy something, then I'd get money, but I don't think or I'd get credit. I don't think that's what's going on. So this sold for $54. When I do consignment, I do a 50-50 split after Posh fees. So that made my cost of goods $21.60 and my profit $21.60. So my consignor will get that $21.60. I just realized I forgot to make my boxes up, so I'm gonna pause here and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I like having my boxes made up because it gets kind of dusty and linty in here, and so I don't want to set my packages on the ground and get something on them that makes them look dirty in any way. Okay, so the next item that sold is this vintage Dooney & Bourke bag. This is one of the all-weather leathers. This is quite distressed, and it has exposed and broken piping on the bottom, but people still will purchase these even when they're heavily distressed like this. They used to sell quicker for me than this one did. This one took a while to sell, and it ended up being a full price sale, but I believe it is to a viewer or a subscriber. So thank you so much, Gail, for shopping with me and supporting me, supporting my YouTube channel and my Poshmark business. I really appreciate that, and of course none of you are obligated to do that, but I put these videos out and there's no payment for them up front, and they do take quite a bit of time. So I do really appreciate it when you guys support me in that way, only if you can. I know that with the economy right now, we are all feeling, the increase in the cost of everything. Trust me, I am too. And so, you know, I understand if you are not able to shop with me because you are buying food and paying bills and buying gas. It's just, it's a rough time right now for everybody. But when you can, I do really, really appreciate it. So this sold for $44. I had gotten this at a filled bag sale, so I paid less than $1 for it. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $34.20. I am thrilled with that. And I am glad to move that out because it had been listed for quite a while. So this next item is, I'm kind of excited. These are a pair of Allbirds sneakers, and these also sold for full price. Allbirds used to be really a great seller, and now it seems like they're a slower seller based on what I hear other people talking about in the YouTube community. These, or reseller community, these were like new. I mean, they were maybe worn once or twice, and I probably would have picked them up anyways, but initially I picked them up for my husband to try out. They were a size 11 and he's an 11 and a half, but I thought maybe because of, you know, the stretchiness of the wool, maybe they would fit him. They were a little too small, but he loved them. So we found some in his size used on Poshmark and ordered him 2 pairs, and I went ahead and listed these. So they sold for $69. I think, did I say that was for full price? I paid $7 for them. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $48.20. I think that is awesome. And let's see, they took 2 or 3 months to sell, so not like a crazy long time. Okay, let's put that in there. The next item that sold is this really gorgeous vintage nightgown. It has this beautiful kind of ruffle flounce at the bottom. I really had higher hopes for this. And in general, when I was purchasing more, you know, slips and lingerie type items, I had higher hopes in general, but I'm coming to find out that most of these items just don't sell for that high of a price unless they are a very particular one or certain name brand. To be honest, I am not super knowledgeable about these. I was just picking them up when they were at the bins or $1 or less. And I definitely have made a profit on them. This sold for $24. I thought it was so gorgeous. I thought it was going to sell for a lot more. But I only paid $1 for this, so that made my profit $18.20, which is still a nice little profit on a $1 investment. And I know now that, you know, the majority of vintage lingerie does not sell for really high prices. So I wanted to circle back to selling on Cherish and why it's so important for you to read that seller guide on Cherish, because it does have some different features than like Poshmark or eBay. So for example, you can choose to facilitate your own shipping and put in a shipping cost, or you can choose to have Cherish facilitate the shipping. And all that means is that they send you a label based on the measurements and description that you've included in your listing. So it's a prepaid label. You don't have to measure or weigh your item. And the buyer, Cherish just tells the buyer what the shipping fee is and they pay it. Now I have heard that Cherish's rates maybe are a little bit higher. I am targeting a wealthy buyer on there and interior designers. So I'm not quite as concerned about what the shipping cost is on there. And another important thing about that is when you have Cherish facilitate the shipping, there is no insurance. So if it's through UPS, if UPS were to lose the item, then I believe that you would be reimbursed, but I'm not certain on that. But if the item is broken in transit, your SOL. So basically there is no insurance coverage. There's no option to add it to that. So if you want insurance, you'll have to facilitate your own shipping. I don't like weighing and measuring and worrying about all of that, especially with some of the breakable items that I sell. So that's why I go with Cherish facilitating the shipping. And as you've seen in my videos, I do often charge a packaging fee in addition. And I still make regular sales. Maybe I could be making more sales if the shipping was cheaper. I'm not sure, but for where I'm at right now, this is how I like to do it. And you're more than welcome to do whatever fits your business model the best. Again, I will link that in the description box below. And the seller's guide is huge, and there's different sections that you can click on to read about different aspects of selling on Cherish. Also, something weird that's, sorry to talk so much, something weird that's going on is that my local post office is closed because there was some sort of gas leak under the building. I live in a smallish town, so there is another small post office about 10 miles away. So I guess I'm gonna have to start taking my items there. I'm not really sure because it's like an underground fuel spill. So I can't imagine that that will be remedied super quickly. Maybe, I mean, I don't know anything about it, so maybe it will. I'm kind of worried that it's gonna cause delays in my item shipping. So I may start contacting my buyers and letting them know that there might be a delay once I ship it, because I don't know how that's going to work. But anyways, I hope the information that I shared today was helpful. There will be at least one more clip after this, as long as I sell more this week, which I sure hope that I do. Okay, see you later. Hey there, it's Friday and I've got a couple of things to ship out, so let's get started. The first item is a bundle, and it is this vintage men's tie bar and matching cufflinks, and then also this vintage Western belt. It does not come with a belt buckle. If you see belts without buckles, they still sell. Don't worry, I sell them all the time. In fact, I have another belt that sold that does not have a buckle. This bundle sold for $45. It was a pretty deep discount for what I had it listed at. But cufflinks and tie bars are a pretty difficult seller for me. So when someone is interested and makes me an offer, I typically accept. And, then just kind of even it out with the belt. I had paid $1 for the set of tie bar and cufflinks, and then $3 for this belt. So I still had plenty of room for profit. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my total profit $32. I am totally happy with that. I have realized, I think it's from my recent trip where I bought a ton of belts, I have way more brown belts than I do black belts right now. For the longest time, it seemed like my bins were pretty evenly spaced. But now it's looking like I need to kind of slow my roll on picking up brown belts and focus on picking up black belts. But if I see an affordable brown belt, like for $1, I'm still gonna pick it up because I sell them all the time. The next item is this horsehair or calf hair studded belt. Again, does not include a buckle. I do put in my first line of the description on belt, I just copy and paste the title. And then in the second line, I put belt only, no buckle included, so that I make sure that it is very clear to the buyer that there is no buckle included. I have only had it happen one time where the buyer did not reed, and they thought that it came with a buckle. And she complained, and I just let her know that I was sorry that she was unhappy about that, but it was included in the description and in the photos, so I would not accept a return. This belt sold for $26. I paid $3, so after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $17.80. I think this must have had discounted shipping. It must have been offers to likers. So I forgot to write down my exact promoted listings result, but if I remember correctly, it was $98 in sales. It was that Overland purse and then the chunky knit cardigan sweater. So I have my budget set to $20 a week. So that comes out to about $58 to $60 in additional sales profit that I had this week that I wouldn't have had if I didn't have the promoted listings. Sorry to spit that out. For those of you who haven't been watching, I'm trying to update everyone each week on the results of my promoted listings so that you guys can decide if you think it's worthwhile for you. For me, it hasn't been a home run, but it's been very worthwhile because I am moving, continuing to move things out of my closet, and a lot of the items have been old, stale items that are selling, so that makes me super happy. If you do get offered the free trial for promoted listings, personally, I would suggest that you give it a try. It was really wonderful for me, and even paying, I'm still happy with it. It just depends on, how you want to. I don't really think it's fair that we have to pay extra to promote our listings, but it is just kind of the way of reselling platforms right now. Pretty much every platform charges to promote listings, and it's just part of the deal now. So either you do it or you don't do it. This week turned out to be okay. I had a total of $795 in sales. My total cost of goods was $65.60. And my total profit after fees, cost of goods, and any shipping discounts was $561.90. Of course, I would like to be higher, but I have not been listing as much as I should be. And so that is the reason why my sales aren't as good. That is the key. List consistently every day if you can. Relist items. Be active on your sales platform, whether it be Poshmark or eBay, updating listings. That's the way to make regular sales. I really don't think there is a big secret. Of course, you have to have desirable, sellable items priced at the right price. But if you are just listing it and leaving it and not being active every day on the platform and feeding the algorithm, then you're not going to make regular sales. So I can't feel sorry for myself at all because I just have not been putting as much work in. I have been focusing more on YouTube, which doesn't pay me very much at all, but I'm really hopeful that all my hard work will eventually pay off, and I will start making more money on YouTube. Right now, I'm just having fun and really enjoying connecting with all of you and sharing the things that I've learned and helping you guys out. That just really warms my heart that I can help other people be more successful. So thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying my videos, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button. If you ring the bell, it'll notify you when I upload new videos so you don't miss any of them. Also, if you could give this video a thumbs up and comment down below, those things really help me out too. Okay, thanks again, you guys. I'll see you next week.